About samurai. Japanese samurai are often compared to Western knights, yet there are significant differences between them. Samurai were a part of a unique class system in Japan's feudal society, pledging loyalty to lords and shoguns, in exchange for land and privileges. The samurai's code of conduct, known as Bushido, valued honor, loyalty, and bravery, deeply influencing their lifestyle and culture. In contrast, Western knights were warriors under medieval Europe's feudal system, belonging to the noble class. They served lords, receiving land and honor in return. However, the code of chivalry followed by knights was based on Christian teachings, emphasizing virtues like chastity and mercy. Thus, while both samurai and knights were warrior classes, they had distinct origins, codes of conduct, and social roles. Types and historical background of samurai. One was descendants of the emperor and nobility, such as the Genji and Heike clans, and the other was descendants of powerful families. These samurai were distinctly categorized, especially the highest-ranking samurai known as shogun. The shogun, serving as the supreme military commander, often came from powerful samurai families like the Heike or Genji and worked in cooperation with the Tenno and the court to stabilize and govern the country. From the Heian to the Kamakura periods, these clans played central roles in politics and the samurai society. Samurai equipment and its characteristics. Japanese samurai were known as unique heavy-armed bow cavalry, primarily using bows as their main weapon. The armor they wore, called o-yoroi, was heavy and large to provide extensive body protection, yet it was specialized for mounted combat, emphasizing mobility. This armor was composed of metal pieces, leather, and fabric, offering both flexibility and toughness. The o-yoroi symbolized the samurai's bravery and high status. Its lavish decorations represented the owner's wealth and power, as well as their family lineage and individual standing, playing a key role in their social identity. For instance, flags with family crests and decorative helmets were crucial elements indicating a samurai's rank and affiliation on the battlefield. This clarity in command and identity enabled efficient tactical deployment. Traditionally, bow cavalry are known for their advantage in being lightly equipped, but in the case of Japanese samurai, the equipment was often personally financed, leading to a preference for heavy armor to protect individual lives over the advantages of being part of a unit. Especially in the early stages, samurai needed to overpower numerous foes, making personal combat skills extremely important. However, during the 15th and 16th centuries, known as the Sengoku or Warring States period in Japan, the introduction of firearms brought changes to the samurai's equipment. The arrival of guns significantly altered battlefield tactics, and samurai incorporated them alongside traditional bows and swords. This led to the evolution of samurai gear towards being more practical and easier to maneuver, with an increased emphasis on unit coordination and strategy. Over time, the equipment of Japanese samurai evolved, not only enhancing their presence on the battlefield but also symbolizing their valor and status. The values and transition of samurai. In Japanese samurai culture, a set of values known as gon and hoko, which translates to grace and service in English, was deeply entrenched. This philosophy represents a commitment to loyalty and service in response to the favor received from their lords, including shoguns, daimyos, or local feudal lords. This spirit supported the social structure of the samurai class, providing a foundation for maintaining order. Samurai were deeply aware of their status and responsibilities, always prioritizing loyalty to their lords. However, during the Sengoku period in the 15th and 16th centuries, if lords failed to adequately reward their service, samurai might seek a more favorable lord, leading to a weakening in the lord-vassal relationship and contributing to the era's turmoil and unrest. Reflecting on the lessons from the Sengoku period, the Edo period from the 17th to the 19th centuries under the Tokugawa shogunate saw the reformation of Bushido. During this time, samurai established the foundation of Bushido that persists even today, vowing unwavering loyalty to their lords under any circumstances. In the Edo period, samurai primarily engaged in administrative and scholarly pursuits as their military roles diminished. Nevertheless, they continued to value martial arts and the spirit of Bushido, dedicating themselves to self-improvement and deepening their knowledge and culture. The Samurai Hierarchy. In the Japanese samurai class, there were various ranks such as the shogun, daimyo, and ashigu, each distinctly categorized by social status and roles. The shogun, comparable to a king or emperor in Western terms, held the highest position in the samurai hierarchy, bearing the responsibility of governing the nation. They played a central role in maintaining national security and order through political decision-making and military command. The daimyos ranked below the shogun, holding their own territories and acting as rulers of these domains. They pledged loyalty to the shogun while providing military support as needed. In Western terms, daimyos were similar to regional lords, wielding significant influence in military, economic, and cultural aspects. Lower-ranking samurai such as the ashigu were positioned at the bottom of the hierarchy, primarily serving local lords or daimyos as soldiers in combat. Comparable to regular soldiers or squires in the West, they engaged in agriculture or fishing for their livelihood, joining battles when necessary. These classes played unique roles in Japan's feudal society. Intermediate samurai were involved in maintaining regional peace and administrative duties, also contributing significantly to cultural aspects. Among the samurai, there were also those who held high positions like karo or jushin, serving as close advisors to the daimyos or the shogun and playing a crucial role in political decision-making. Thus, while the Japanese samurai class had similarities to the Western knightly class, it possessed its own distinctive composition and roles. The lifestyle and culture of samurai. High-ranking samurai, such as shoguns and daimyos, led lives similar to Western nobility and royalty. They enjoyed lavish lifestyles in splendid residences, showing deep interests not only in politics and military matters but also in culture and arts. Samurai valued traditional cultural practices like the tea ceremony, chado, flower arrangement, kado, calligraphy, shodo, and no theater, using these disciplines to refine their spirituality. Some of them even composed waka and renga, leaving notable marks in literature and the arts. Thus, samurai exhibited their talents not only as warriors but also as cultural figures. In contrast, lower-ranking samurai and those from peasant backgrounds lived relatively modest lives. They primarily engaged in agriculture and fishing, playing a key role in ensuring local safety during peacetime. However, during wartime, they became significant military forces, their bravery and loyalty highly regarded as essential aspects of the samurai spirit. These warriors also dedicated their spare time to honing their skills in swordsmanship and archery, continually improving their combat abilities. What is a shogun? The shogun was a position of particularly high status within Japan's samurai class. This role was central in safeguarding the nation's security and maintaining order, leading defense efforts against external threats and ensuring domestic peace. Initially, the title shogun signified a mere military commander, but it gained substantial importance in 1185 when Minamoto no Yoritomo, a prominent warrior, was appointed as shogun, thus founding the Kamakura shogunate and establishing the shogun as the effective ruler of Japan. From Yoritomo's time, this position became a foundation for samurai to exercise control over the imperial court and regional nobles, shaping the shogunate's governance. Throughout Japan's history, including the Kamakura, Muromachi, and Edo periods, all rulers, except Toyotomi Hideyoshi, were shoguns. Particularly during the Edo period, the shogun's position, held by the Tokugawa family for about 260 years, brought long-term peace and stability to Japan. During this time, the shogun possessed substantial political power, exceeding even the Tenno and the court in practical authority. To clarify the terms, shogun refers to the leader of the warrior families, while shogunate indicates their political system and governing structure. Initially, shogun meant commander of the Eastern Army, and shogunate implied a frontline base. However, under Minamoto no Yoritomo, these terms evolved to represent Japan's governing system. The shogun transformed from a military commander to the highest authority in governing the nation. Likewise, the shogunate evolved from a military base to an organization with governmental functions. Henceforth, the shogunate was a political system led by the shogun at its pinnacle, with the samurai class playing a central role in governing the nation, under the nominal authority of the court. This system continued from the medieval to the early modern period in Japan, overseeing internal security, foreign policy, and economic strategies. Although there was no formal rule, shoguns were often chosen from powerful samurai families, such as the Genji or Heikei, descendants of former Tennos. These families not only possessed military strength but also wielded significant political influence, playing vital roles in Japan's history. The Genji and Heikei were central to political power from the Heian to the Kamakura periods, laying the groundwork for Japan's samurai-led governance. The relationship between the Tenno and the shogun. In ancient times, Japan was governed by the imperial court led by the Emperor of Japan, or Tenno. However, from the late Heian period, around the 11th century, the power of the samurai class began to rise. By the 12th century, during the Kamakura period, and the 14th century, in the Muromachi period, the shogun became the actual power holder. The Tenno continued to hold a symbolic position as the nation's emblem, possessing cultural and religious authority. Yet, the real political power shifted to the shogun. The Tenno, as Japan's ultimate authority, bestowed the title of shogun upon the samurai, assigning them the role of Tenkeishi Hitsu, a duty to maintain peace across the nation. Appointed by the imperial court, the shogun was tasked with upholding domestic order and defending against external threats. Despite the shogun being more affluent and militarily superior to the Tenno, usurpation of the Tenno's position did not occur, as the governance of the samurai stemmed from the Tenno's appointment. The samurai class in Japan valued legitimacy derived from the Tenno, adhering to the divine status and authoritative commands of the Tenno. Thus, the shogun and other samurai utilized the power granted by the Tenno for governance, without undermining the Tenno's position. This cultural and social backdrop contributed to relatively fewer power struggles and internal conflicts in Japan, ensuring political stability. The system effectively separated political power from sacred authority, preventing the misuse of political power and excessive concentration of authority. By preserving the sacred status of the Tenno, it prevented abuse of political power, while the shogun, handling actual governance, enabled efficient management of the nation. This balance played a significant role in maintaining political stability in Japan. Samurai in the Edo period. The Edo period, which began in the 17th century, was an era without warfare, necessitating samurai to find new roles. During this period, many samurai shifted their focus from martial prowess to administrative and cultural activities. The samurai of the Edo period often worked as officials in local governments and engaged in education and scholarship. Moreover, the practice of martial arts remained important, symbolizing the samurai status, leading to the development of disciplines like kendo and judo. These martial arts served as a means of self-improvement and spiritual elevation, embodying the spirit of Bushido. Additionally, samurai deeply involved themselves in cultural activities such as the tea ceremony and no theater, significantly contributing to the development of Japanese culture. Through these activities, samurai established themselves not only as warriors but also as cultural icons. During this time, wearing armor became less common for samurai, with the Japanese sword, or katana, becoming a standard accessory. The katana, celebrated for its beauty and craftsmanship, symbolized the samurai's status and honor. It was regarded not merely as a weapon but as an embodiment of the samurai's ethics and spirit. Meiji Restoration and the transformation of the samurai class. The Meiji Restoration in the late 19th century brought significant changes to the samurai class in Japan. Due to the political and social transformations of this era, the samurai class was formally abolished, leading many samurai to seek employment in new governmental institutions or in private sector careers. Prior to the Meiji Restoration, the samurai class was a major ruling layer of Japanese society, playing crucial roles in politics, economics, and culture. Although their social status and privileges were lost due to the Restoration, the education and experience possessed by the samurai significantly contributed to the modernization of Japan in the new era. Notably, the knowledge, culture, and administrative skills developed within the samurai class became vital resources in forming the new government of the Meiji Era. Furthermore, after the Meiji Restoration, the traditional values and spirituality of the samurai were inherited as essential elements in the foundation of modern Japanese society. The spirit represented by Bushido, emphasizing values such as loyalty, courage, and moderation, continued to influence Japanese culture and society profoundly, imparting these values to the Japanese people of the new era. The Meiji Restoration marked a historic turning point in Japan's social structure and culture. The existence of the samurai class, while transformed, played a pivotal role in the modernization and development of Japanese society. Conclusion. In conclusion, samurai were not just a warrior class in Japan, but a significant influence on the entirety of society, culture, and history. Much like the code of chivalry in the West, Bushido too contributed greatly to the values, social structures, and cultural formation of its era. From the Heian period to the Edo period, samurai formed the core of Japan's governance system, with high-ranking samurai like the shogun playing crucial roles in the stability and development of the nation. After the Meiji Restoration, while the formal class system was abolished, the legacy of the samurai continues to live on in contemporary Japanese society. From business to sports and cultural activities, the spirit of Bushido influences many Japanese people and is recognized as part of Japan's identity in the international community. The samurai remain a respected and influential presence in Japan's past, present, and future. That's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications. Feel free to share parts of this video as long as you provide a clear link to this video and our channel. Our goal is to spread knowledge about Japan to people all around the world, so please use this content freely. However, if you intend to monetize using our content, we may request a portion of the earnings. Using this content maliciously is strictly prohibited. Moreover, we cannot compensate for any disadvantages or issues arising from the use of this content.